So what do you think she did to restore her hair at her hairline and to restore the hair in the back of her head in just a few months? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Karen from Curl House. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and a certified trichologist. And today we are going to talk about your edges and losing your edges in particular. Edges, y'all, your edges are just the weakest part of your entire head of hair. Your edges, front and the back. It's what, people call the baby hair. Think about baby hair. Baby hair is like vellus hair. So baby hair is not terminal hair. So in other words, it's not very strong hair. So I want you to think about that when you are caring for your edges. So I'm just going to give you just a really, really quick before and after of a client who did not use any TLC with her edges because she wore sew-in weaves a lot, to the point, this is what it started to do with her edges. This is the front and this is the back. So her nape and her hairline started to thin out. And this is what's known as traction alopecia. Traction alopecia is very, very, very common among Black women because of our hairstyles. We are just very diverse and versatile women. We like to rock different things. I get it. But sometimes we compromise our edges because of the style. So styles that may cause traction alopecia are any styles that just add weight and trauma to your hair. And again, with your hairline all around, front and back being the weakest part of your hair, that's what goes first. So again, in these two pictures, you can see that this client, her edges are just basically starting to disappear. Now, she wore sew-in weave. So for her, a sew-in weave was her protective style. But I always challenge people who talk about protective styles and then they're losing their hair. What are you protecting if you are losing your hair? So no, the sew-in weave was not a protective style if it caused her hair to come out. So I'm not opposed to sew-in weaves. I'm not opposed to any weave if they're worn in moderation and if they don't pull on your hair follicle too tightly. So I gave her two tips, two things that she can do to restore her edges. The very first one was to take out the weave. So when you're dealing with traction alopecia, you have to remove the style that's causing your hair to thin out in the first place. In this case, it was the sew-in weave. So she took her weave out. And the second thing I told her to do, because she said her scalp was very tender, that is an indication that there's inflammation. So removing the trauma is going to help with the inflammation. And of course, I told her to use the Curl House follicle stimulating growth drops around her hairline. And that is what she started to do. These growth drops, y'all, these are the truth. They are just full of botanicals that do many, many things to the scalp, including reducing the inflammation of the scalp, reducing inflammation, increasing blood circulation to the scalp, aiding in growth, moisturizing the scalp, all the things that your scalp needs to make sure that that environment is there to produce healthy hair. So she used a follicle stimulating growth drop. She started putting it around her hairline, and within a few months, as you can tell, the front and the back of her hair started to regrow. So I just wanted you all to drop in and just give you this really, really quick video. If you're dealing with traction alopecia, which again is most times self-induced or self-afflicted, what we're doing to our hair, you're gonna have to stop doing the thing that's causing you to lose your hair and do something about it. Now, before I go, let me just share that traction alopecia, you get the best results when it is caught early. Any type of alopecia, not just traction alopecia, but the earlier you catch it, the easier it is to reverse it. Unfortunately, with traction alopecia, can be like any other form of alopecia. If it's not treated properly, treated early, then it may be permanent. I don't want you to lose your edges. So I really want you to be mindful of those hairstyles, ladies. Be mindful of your protective styles and make sure that your protective style is not costing you more than you think. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, this tip on making sure you take care of your edges. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Until we talk again, stay back.